Max Schmeling challenges Jack Sharkey for the vacant World Heavyweight title. New York, 12th of June, 1930.
We go into round one of this scheduled 15-round fight for the heavyweight championship of the world. Max Schmeling, with back to camera, is 6 foot 1 inch tall and weighed in this afternoon at 188 pounds. Jack Sharkey, on your right, is an even 6 foot and scaled 9 pounds more than Schmeling, coming in at 197 pounds. Sharkey is a stand-up type fighter, combining a solid left jab and a good right cross with excellent defense. Jack's tough, extremely aggressive, and can take a punch very well. Notice how Sharkey, to your left, keeps sticking out that long left jab. He intends to keep Max off balance by not letting Schmeling get set. Max Schmeling uses his left primarily to measure his opponent rather than to do any real damage with the punch. But behind that left jab, Schmeling employs the most powerful straight right hand punch to the jaw in the heavyweight division. Both men are content to fight conservatively here in round one. Although they both have had a great deal of professional experience, neither has ever fought the 15-round distance, which this heavyweight championship fight is scheduled for. Watch Schmeling get in a hard right. That's the punch Sharkey knows he's got to be wary of. Schmeling had his first professional fight in Germany 6 years ago in 1924. This is his 52nd professional fight, of which 30 were won by the knockout route. Round one is scored evenly by the judges, with neither fighter gaining any type of an advantage. As round two opens, both Schmeling and Sharkey appear to be a little more aggressive. Both men have decided to press the action a little more here in round two. An indication of the power in Max's right hand lies in the fact that all of his 30 KOs were scored or were the result of a straight right hand punch to the jaw. Just 4 months ago, Max knocked out Johnny Risco in 9 rounds with one smashing right. The boxing writers wrote that they had never seen anything like it, and that Schmeling seemed to be the heir apparent to the heavyweight title. This fight for the heavyweight championship came about as a result of the retirement of former champion Gene Tunney. After knocking out Tom Heaney just 2 years ago, Tunney announced his retirement and stated that he would never again enter the ring. With the retirement of Tunney, the two outstanding heavyweights in the division were Max Schmeling and Jack Sharkey. Watch Sharkey press the action. Jack gets away quickly after he's through punching. Watch Sharkey double up on his left jab and then drive in a solid right. Jack is showing a great deal of boxing skill along with his acknowledged punching power. Sharkey is given the second round by both judges and referee Jim Crowley. The fighters come out fast for round 3, looking for an advantage, both hoping to get an edge early in the fight. Schmeling will get in with a strong right to the head. If that punch lands on the point of the chin, Schmeling usually watches them fall to the canvas. Now you'll see Sharkey get in the best punches of the fight thus far. 2 jolting rights, followed by a powerful right uppercut and left hook. Max took those very well. Sharkey lands with a blistering right to the head. Schmeling has an iron jaw and tremendous courage. He needs both to withstand that type of punching. Sharkey clearly takes round 3, scoring the hardest punches of the fight thus far. As we go into the 4th round, Sharkey seems to be in command of the fight. He's been beating Schmeling with a punch, and he appears to be the stronger of the two. He's definitely ahead on points, and while it's still early, the pattern of the fight seems to have been made. Schmeling fighting in that half crouch, while Sharkey has the straight-up boxing style, using that left to keep his opponent off balance. Schmeling is 25 years old and was born in Frankfurt, Germany. Max has been nicknamed by the sporting press the Black Ulan. Sharkey is 28 years of age and was born in Binghamton, New York. Jack's fighting career started in the Navy in Boston. As a result, the press nicknamed Jack the Boston God. Three years ago, Sharkey fought the Manasseh Mauler, Jack Dempsey, here in New York. Going into the 7th round, Sharkey was way ahead on points. But in that fateful 7th, a controversial knockout punch was landed by Dempsey, which temporarily set back Sharkey's title hopes. As Schmeling rushes in, he'll be met with a solid right. Although Schmeling has the more famous right, it's Sharkey who is doing all the landing. Now watch very closely. Schmeling will step in to throw a right, and as he does, Sharkey will land a powerful left, which is obviously an accidental low blow. Schmeling goes down from the punch, and he starts to signal to his corner that the punch was foul. The referee does not start a count, and Schmeling's seconds rush into the ring and half carry and half drag Max to his corner. Everyone is confused, and Schmeling's cornermen are screaming foul. The referee goes over to check as to whether Schmeling can continue. Sharkey steps over to Schmeling's corner in an attempt to find out how Max is and what's going to happen. Let's take another look at that punch using the stop-action camera to find out exactly where it landed. Again, Schmeling will come in to throw a right as Sharkey unintentionally lands that low left. Now you can see exactly where the punch landed, and Schmeling goes down. After consulting with the judges, announcer Joe Humphreys goes over to Max's corner and raises Schmeling's right hand, signifying a new heavyweight champion of the world. Max Schmeling wins the heavyweight championship on a foul.
Now world champion after the disqualification of Jack Sharkey, Max Schmeling is challenged by young Stribling for the world heavyweight title. Cleveland, 3rd of July, 1931.
In round one, Schmeling, with back to camera, starts off carrying the fight to his challenger. Schmeling, now to your left, won the heavyweight title 1 year ago as a result of a low blow landed by Jack Sharkey. As Max sat on his stool in agonizing pain, he was declared champion, which was the first time that the heavyweight title had ever been won as a result of a low blow. Even though Max is the heavyweight champion of the world, Stribling, now to your left, has had a great deal more professional experience than the champion. Stribling turned professional when he was only 17 years old back in 1921. His real name is William Lawrence Stribling, but he was very quickly nicknamed Young and has been fighting under that nickname ever since. Watch the men exchange strong left jabs. Schmeling is looking to shoot in his straight right, the punch which he used to score practically all of his 30 KOs. Schmeling has taken round one by being the aggressor and landing the more effective punches. Round two was scored evenly by the judges, but Stribling evened things up in round three by scoring well to the body and winning the round clearly. We're in round four of this scheduled 15-round heavyweight championship fight, and both Schmeling and Stribling are looking to send in those big right hands. You can get an idea how seriously Stribling takes his boxing profession in these practically unbelievable statistics. In his 10 years campaigning successfully in every division from the bantamweight up through the heavyweight class, he has had the fantastic total of 274 fights with an incredible 116 knockouts. No fighter in any division in the history of boxing ever compiled that many knockouts. You'll see Max snap in two lefts and follow with a right. Stribling ties up the champion. He doesn't want to give Max any punching room. You can place Stribling's 224 fights in proper perspective when you realize that the champion, Max Schmeling, who has been fighting 8 years in the heavyweight division, has had only 52 professional fights. Stribling has had almost 6 times that many contests, yet there is only 8 months difference in their respective ages. Here at the end of round four, Schmeling again is given the edge by all 3 officials. Max pressed the fight and landed the harder punches. Stribling, sitting in his corner, is told he has to be more aggressive and has to use his right hand. In rounds 6 through 8, the men fought on even terms, with Schmeling forcing the action throughout, while Stribling landed very effective counterpunches, both to the head and body. Here in round 9, it's still anybody's fight. Schmeling has a slight edge, which seems to justify his being the 3-2 favorite. Stribling shoots in a punishing right to the body and a left to the jaw. Those were the best punches of the fight thus far by Stribling. You'll see Max press forward and miss a tremendous right to the head. That's the punch Schmeling usually finishes his man with. It's his right-hand bomb that's taken him up the heavyweight ladder. While Max is aware of Stribling's sensational knockout record, he too has flattened the finest heavyweights in the division with that devastating straight right hand. Everyone who has been in the ring with Schmeling knows that behind that medium speed left can come a pulverizing right to the jaw that has ended many a fight merely 10 seconds after it landed. Stribling is laying all over Schmeling. Notice how he will continuously tie Max up by getting in close, not giving Schmeling punching room. All three officials scored round 9 for Schmeling. It appears that these last 6 rounds can still determine whether there's going to be a new heavyweight champion of the world. Stribling came back to take round 10 by a very slight margin, and here in round 11, it's still anybody's fight. After Schmeling won the heavyweight championship as a result of that low blow landed by Jack Sharkey, the New York Commission was hotly in favor of an immediate return match, but Schmeling turned thumbs down on it. In the meantime, Stribling compiled such a huge knockout record that the New York Commission relented and told Max that they would recognize Stribling as a logical contender. Watch Stribling land a short left and jolting right to the head. Stribling is still in there, looking for that knockout here in round 11. You'll see Max pour it on now, landing good, solid punches. Round 11 was Schmeling's, and Max now is leading on points. Schmeling took round 12 convincingly, scoring hard punches on the inside. Here in round 13, Schmeling is really stepping up the pace. He seems much the stronger of the two and appears to be looking for a knockout. Schmeling is pursuing Stribling all over the ring. He knows Stribling is much weaker now, and he's going to keep that pressure on. One of Schmeling's attributes is Max's ability to take a punch. He is known in the business as having an iron jaw as a result of being totally unaffected or even slowed down after being hit by some of the hardest punchers in the heavyweight division. It's all Schmeling here in round 13, and as the round ends, it appears that Stribling can only win by a knockout. This is the 15th and final round. The 14th was again all Schmeling, as he continued to batter Stribling to both head and body. Here in round 15, Max is pouring it on. Watch closely as Schmeling lands a smashing right to the jaw, and Stribling goes down. Here's that crushing right to the jaw in slow motion. The first knockdown of the fight here in the final 15th round. As Schmeling turns to go to a neutral corner, referee George Blake steps in to pick up the count. As Stribling lies on the floor trying to gather himself, the referee's count reaches 9 as Stribling drags himself off the canvas. But Blake decides that Stribling has had enough and stops the fight. Schmeling is deliriously happy and actually carries Stribling to his corner. With just 25 seconds left in this championship fight, Schmeling scores a sudden and dramatic knockout victory over young Stribling. Max Schmeling successfully defends his World's Heavyweight Championship on July 3rd, 1931.
Max Schmeling meets that legend of the boxing world, Joe Louis. New York, 19th of June, 1936.
45,000 at Yankee Stadium. Joe Louis, one of the hottest properties in town, 23 fights, undefeated, a professional for less than 2 years. And the aim for both these men, of course, the world title currently held by James J. Braddock. And for Schmeling, who lost his title in 1932 to Jack Sharkey, a chance to regain centre stage. Louis with his back to us, in the striped shorts, already showing the punch power in his left hand. Spectacular wins already in his career against former world champions Primo Carnera and Max Baer. But in the run-up to this fight, Schmeling, now 30 years old, said, "I've spotted something, I've seen a weakness." Schmeling, slightly the shorter man, standing around about 6'1", as against Louis, just underneath 6'2". Rain threatened in New York. That had been expecting a crowd of around about 80,000, but it's been kept down because of the bad weather forecast. Slow opening by both men, neither of them notably quick on their feet. Louis, as I say, a professional for less than 2 years, and that's the end of a quiet opening round. Into the third, Louis. Quiet second round. Louis already earning enormous amounts of money out of boxing, got $240,000 for taking on Max Baer, and Schmeling coming on strong. When Louis throws that left jab, Schmeling looking to capitalise with the right over the top. Odds makers incidentally making Louis as hot a favourite as 10-1 on for this, and looking to work Schmeling over with body shots. Louis watched for the first time as a professional by his mother Lily here. And showing good hand speed. Picking Schmeling off with that jab. Schmeling eating up that left jab again and again. Been a pro for 12 years before this contest. Good jabs again from Louis. And again, but there Schmeling, you see, trying to unload with that right over the top, and that only just off target. Schmeling, a pro since 1924. Started out campaigning, of course, as a light heavyweight. Louis straight into the heavyweight category, and again scoring well off that left jab. Louis on the left-hand side of your picture. A little bit of bad blood generated by the media in the run-up to this fight. Adolf Hitler due to be staging the Olympics in Berlin shortly after this. And Louis having a good round in the third. Good uppercut in there, good right hand. And whispers that his training hasn't been quite as serious as it should have been underneath trainer Jack Blackburn. But Louis having a good third. And Schmeling really is eating up that jab again and again. You wonder how long it's going to be before Lewis really starts to try to unload. And there goes the bell to end the third, and a big round for Joe Lewis. And now we go into round 4. Quiet opening couple of rounds, but Lewis very much into his stride in the third. Damon Runyon, no less, said about Joe Lewis in the build-up to this fight, more's been written about him in the last couple of years than any other single living man apart from Charles Lindbergh. Good body shot from Schmeling. Right hand thudding into the rib cage of Lewis. Schmeling not fought for 11 months prior to this fight, and with plenty of support in New York. Based here. Well, he was based here from night. Oh, good right hand from Schmeling, and right on the temple, and Lewis is on wobbly legs, and he's got him again. Another big right hand, and Lewis down. That's down for the first time in his professional career. 2 right hands from Schmeling, absolutely scrambling his senses. Well, what a huge upset this would be. Lewis regaining composure well, but Schmeling knows now that he can really hurt this man. The New York Daily News said in the run-up to this fight, Joe Lewis a sucker for the right hand, and he's been caught by 2 big right hands in this round, and Schmeling looking to nail him again. Well, there goes the bell to end the 4th, and it couldn't come too soon. So let's take another look at the action which really did the damage for Lewis. There was the right hand. That was the first one which went in, and there's the second. The second put him down, but the damage truly came from the first, and Lewis on the canvas for the first time as a professional. And it's going to be a long way back from there. Well, into round 5. Scheduled to go 15 rounds, and Schmeling now looking to unload once more with that right over the top. Schmeling, a professional since 1924, loads of experience, and at the moment he's starting to give young Joe Lewis a little bit of a boxing lesson. He's catching him time and again. Lewis has really got to keep that left hand up, and there again over the top with the right hand. Lewis picking him up a couple of times with the jab, and then comes back the right hand with interest. May have been 2 or 3 punches from Lewis as against 1 from Schmeling, but the power shot, which surely is going to take its toll if he continues to be able to land it, came from Schmeling. Good right again from Schmeling. Schmeling, who lost his title in 1932, he's had a little bit of a checkered record since then, only won 4 of 7, but my word, he's giving Lewis all the problems he can handle. And another right over the top. Referee Arthur Donovan separating them, and that's the bell to end the period. Big 5th round again to Schmeling, and very definitely the German in command as they come into round 6. Schmeling, of good-natured, gentlemanly disposition outside the ring, is showing himself at the age of 30 to still have a great deal left in the tank. That jab of Lewis now reduced to a real pawing sort of punch, and he's getting nailed again over the top. There's no snap in the jab of Lewis. Lewis's mother, incidentally, is left ringside, distressed by what she was seeing. Oh, good body shot by Lewis, but it was returned with interest. A sweet right hand, real short right hand from Schmeling, and another one coming over the top. Well, I'm sure Schmeling's manager, Joe Jacobs, will be cute to some big money potential paydays if this fight continues to follow its current track. Another round to Schmeling, and now into round 7. Lewis so used to just steamrolling opponents over, and perhaps to some extent maybe believing in his own hype. Here he's found a man who won't be intimidated, but there's a good left into the body from Lewis. Good power shot from the youngster. And another one. Well, this is better work from Lewis. That one looked a little bit low, but it was on the blind side of referee Arthur Donovan. And Lewis having his best round for some time. Doubling up his punch as well. And Schmeling, for the first time for several rounds, really made to backpedal, and the crowd responding. Oh, good shots again from Lewis. There's a right hook in there from Schmeling, but the weight of punches came from Lewis, and that's round 7 to Joe Lewis. Schmeling just looking as though he's tending to lose the initiative a touch at this stage. And Lewis working him over again. Good body shots. It's the left hook into the ribcage that's causing the damage. Remember, Lewis down in the 4th round, in all sorts of trouble then, but he's come back well, and now carrying the fight and the round to Schmeling. Good uppercut from Schmeling in there, as Lewis tried to tee him off with big hooks. And another good hook from Schmeling. Amazing what a difference a couple of good shots can make. Suddenly, Lewis in reverse gear, and another good uppercut from Schmeling, and another one. Both right hands. Lewis trying to soften the German up with body shots. Schmeling with 3 defeats in his last 7 fights, probably realising this is his last big opportunity to get back into the big time. Right hand from Lewis, got the applause of the crowd well back from the arena, but it was off target. But then a left hand does go in, and that was low, and Arthur Donovan ticks Lewis off, and quite rightly so. And another one. Well, that to me looked as low as the previous one, but this time he gets away without the official retribution. Into round 9. Schmeling probably still edging the fight, but Lewis having had 2 or 3 decent rounds. Oh, good right hand from Schmeling. Just as I was about to say, you'd like to see more authority in Lewis's jab. In came that right again over the top. And Lewis has really got to snap that punch more. Lewis on the left-hand side of the picture, unbeaten, remember, as a professional. Right over the top again from Schmeling. And it really is beginning to develop a predictability in this round. He's caught him with 3 or 4 tremendous shots over the top, Schmeling. And Lewis is losing whatever mobility he had in the first place in those legs. Not one of the great fancy Dans so far as movement's concerned, Joe Lewis, but he's undoubtedly been hurt by those 3 or 4 big right hands from the German. It's a tired look now to the combinations being thrown by Lewis, and not surprisingly those right hands which thudded into the side of his head, and there goes another one. Energy sapping blows. Bell goes to end the round, and a big round for Schmeling. Into the 10th. Lewis had 3 or 4 good rounds in the middle of the fight, but now Schmeling is coming on strong, and he begins this period with another ramrod right. Percussive blow into the side of Lewis's face. Well, that's probably the best shot which Lewis has thrown for some time. The crowd suspecting it might have been a bit low, but Lewis not ticked off. A few boos and jeers, and there goes Schmeling once more. And Lewis is starting to get on the receiving end of a beating. All the big shots from the German. And at no stage has Schmeling truly looked as though he's been hurt by the much touted firepower of Joe Lewis. Well, there's 2 good right hands though from the American. Schmeling takes them well. Schmeling not being backed up by that jab. And there's the right. Arthur Donovan having to split them again. Not had a great deal to do in this contest apart from the low blow which came in from Lewis. Schmeling now, you get the impression, looking to measure Lewis with that right hand. Lewis, the younger man, you'd expect him to come on strong, maybe in the closing stages of this contest. Perhaps he's got the advantages of superior fitness. Of course, with tremendous support in this crowd. Schmeling looking to unload the big right hook once more. This time only a glancing blow taken partly on the shoulder by Lewis. Well, maybe a difficult round to score this one. Lewis possibly has thrown the more punches, but certainly the power shots from Schmeling. And Lewis looking a little bit unsteady on his legs as he goes back to the corner, now into round 11. Schmeling coming into this contest with 3 wins, all on German soil. He was asked repeatedly by the American media in the run-up to this fight, "Are you afraid of Joe Lewis?" And of course the answer was no, and he's showing us why. A little bit of swelling around Schmeling's left eye. Nothing which is impeding the vision though. Good left hand into the body from Lewis. And if this is going to become a war of attrition, which is going to go the full 15 rounds, the big question is, who has the desire? Who has the stamina? Two good jabs from Lewis, doubling up well on the punch. And another one. Lewis with slightly the superior reach advantage. There's a right over the top, right on the bell from Schmeling. Close round. And now into the 12th, and you could see from Schmeling rushing across the ring there how much he fancies this job now. Oh, good right hand from the German. And another solid right hand. Lewis tentatively threw the left jab, and as he did so, Schmeling was there with the counter. That's a good body shot. Crowd suspecting it was low. Lewis getting a word from the referee, but nothing too serious. Lewis trying to tee Schmeling off with uppercuts, hooks to the body. Solid right hand once more from Schmeling. And the uppercut. Lewis responding with a couple of fast jabs. That uppercut inside though from Schmeling was a quality punch. Oh, and there's another tremendous right hand under left hook, and Lewis looks in trouble. Lewis is in trouble on the ropes. He's got to hold on and got to buy time, and it doesn't help him one jot that the referee splits them there. Another right over the top from Schmeling. Oh, and these are anxious moments for Joe Louis-Barrow. Terrific shot again from Schmeling, and he's hitting Lewis almost at will now with that right hand and the uppercut. And Lewis looks like a man about to fall. Oh, and down he goes! The right hand has been the danger punch throughout, and Lewis surely can't get up from that. The fight's all over. It's one of the great upsets, and the huge underdog from Germany, Max Schmeling, is declared the winner, and scenes of pandemonium in New York. Max Schmeling, with one of the greatest wins of his professional career, stops Joe Louis in 12 at the Yankee Stadium in New York.